Today we're going to be talking about the three most important times in Ford versus General Motors V8 engine history. So let's talk about a couple key factors that each company was known for before the 1990s. Now, Chevy and General Motors in general were known for their small block pushrod engines. Ford was also known for heavy, robust V8 pushrod engines. But what each company decided to do during the 1990s was significantly different. Chevy decided to stick with its core values, keep the pushrod engine, and switch to the LS, which was essentially an aluminum block, but a completely redesigned version of their small block V8, but essentially the core values of their architecture. So yes, it was a continuation of design. Different engine, but the same core principles. So a lot of people consider that the small block Chevy has been made from 1954 until we stand today. Others will reason that it was a complete overhaul and that there is massive differences, but essentially they still make pushrod engines as we speak today. Ford, known for their manufacturing assembly line innovations, small block side valve V8s, which was known as the flathead, they went a completely different route. They decided to look over their shoulder at what the Japanese manufacturers are doing with single overhead cam. So they came out with this, what's called the modular engine family, which they took their Windsor small block pushrod V8, they dropped their 385 big block that was made in Ohio, and they streamlined this process. So let's talk about what a modular engine is and why it's misunderstood. It doesn't refer necessarily to the engine itself, it refers to the manufacturing process. So there's 100 millimeter bore spacing across the board, from the V6 to the different V8s to the V10. The bore spacing changes the same, which allows them to tool the plant. If you ever worked on an assembly line, it streamlines the manufacturing process. So essentially, they were able to make reliable, fuel-efficient, but low-end, mid-range, powerful SOHC engines. That's the key word. This is the first mainstream full-size pickup truck to use overhead cam, to remove the push rods and use a single overhead cam or a dual overhead cam. So Chevy sticks with the pushrod, right? They come out with the LS series, which is essentially an aluminum block, totally ground up version of their small block V8. Ford decides to retool their entire plant and go forward from 1991 to 2014. They built what's known as the modular engine family, which the 4.6, the 5.4, yes, the 3 valves had major issues, but the 2-valve 4.6 is known as the most reliable bulletproof engine that Ford has ever made. So those are the two